We now welcome Elizabeth Bousfield and Eve Walker from the Frontline Services team at the University of Nottingham. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
So, can you start by telling me who are student services and what do they do?
Yeah, sure. So our formal title is actually Registry and Academic Affairs, but most people will know us as Student Services. So we are a department within the university who look after the academic journey of all students. So from start to finish, that kind of academic process, administration, our teams will deal with. So we've got 4 different campuses here in the UK, and we've got 6 different service centres that facilitate and serve those campuses within the student service proposition.
And for postgraduate in particular, so we have teams that support our postgraduate taught students who are all in the service centres. And I'm particularly from the postgraduate research team. So we support students that are doing Masters of Research or Masters of Philosophy and PhDs. And yes, the whole journey all the way through, basically.
So could you just elaborate a little bit more about what it is that you do exactly for postgraduate students?
Yeah, so anything from basically registration. So you'll join with us. So we deal with the registration process. We have a designated team of specialists for every element of that process that we have. So whether it's registration, whether it's modules or timetabling, our team will orchestrate and look after you through that process. We also do exams and assessments, so anything exams and assessments related would be within our team and our remit. And then right through to sort of conduct and visa and immigration and graduation. So that real start to finish journey with us. We look after the programme, we look after the student administration, and then we also look after the events of those elements as well. So registration events right through to graduation ceremonies.
In particular for the postgraduate research students, my team will look after supervisory meetings and support relationships with their supervisors. We also look after progression, so we have 3 progression points throughout the year and over the span of the 4 years that students study with us generally. We also support a module enrolment as well, so some postgraduate students do take taught modules. We also look after graduation, which happens at several points throughout the year for our students. And also we look after official certification, so we do things such as contact embassies and council tax and all that sort of stuff as well.
So do you then interact with other services on campus, particularly for postgraduate students, and help them with other aspects?
Yeah, so I think because we are in person, so you can find us at 6 locations across the 4 campuses, we typically see a lot of students, so we're a friendly face. We've got a team of us who work within those locations, and so we often see students just because it's an accessible space. So they'll come in and ask us all manner of questions. So even if we can't help, or if it's not the team that it's specifically relating to, we're really used to and really happy to sort of triage. So to other services outside of our remit, we can connect the student or indeed let them know where they go to get that support.
Yeah, absolutely. We are the sort of first point of contact, but we work really, really closely with other teams such as the Researcher Academy, who kind of foster the relationship between research and the university. We also have close ties to the SU and the postgraduate offices there, and also sort of more general campus life teams as well. Yeah. So yeah, we're well connected to all the different teams across the university.
So I think other teams to call out that we typically facilitate into our accommodation. So we get asked a lot of questions around that, so we can point them in the direction of the team or try and facilitate an answer for them on the spot. And well-being as well is a big part of what we do. I think that ability to come in and see someone face to face is really important for us and our team, so we're able to triage them to those relevant teams as well.
So from your perspective, what does, say, the first few weeks look like for a postgraduate student? What do they need to really get involved with?
Yeah, so we look after the registration event. And
yes, we do. So typically for our postgraduate research students, for they will start kind of at any point throughout the year. There's lots of different entry points. For our postgraduate taught students, they'll typically start in autumn, which is obviously when we've got the fairs and there's lots of excitement going on, which is great. So they come here and there's a real buzz on the campus, which is wonderful. We are supporting in the student service centres, but typically they will register online first before they come to campus, which we will support with prior to arriving. They will then come onto campus and they will be registered with our student services team, who are a sort of our visa and immigration team as well. And so they'll welcome the students here. They can go pick up their university card, which will give them all the access to the libraries and all the other different facilities that we have on campus. And then typically teaching will start, or they'll go and meet their supervisor. A lot of the inductions are very dependent on what schools they're in. So obviously we've got lots of different schools, all the faculties. So they'll be able to go and meet their supervisory team, their lecturers. They'll be able to have access to all their laboratories and things like that. And that's typically a kind of the first couple of weeks. If there's any sort of queries, anything they want to come with us at that time, then obviously we're here all throughout the year.
Yeah.
And is there any extra support given to international students, for example, who are perhaps coming to, the university or the UK for the first time?
Yeah, so we do an international event, so an international registration event. So that's geared specifically to those people joining us from overseas. So we appreciate that it's a huge move to come to the UK, to come and stay in Nottingham. So they're really geared specifically to our international students.
Yeah, absolutely. There's lots of support for international students in all sorts of factions of student services and in the schools as well. We have a really wonderful sort of research community where people can, go to the lounges and go to other places where they can kind of make friends or just have sort of relatable experiences with other research students, which is really lovely. And yeah, I think that kind of covers it all.
And you mentioned you're in 6 different places, so can you tell me where those are, where people can find you?
Yeah, definitely. So there's 4 main ways that you can get in contact with us. In person, as we've said. So across our 4 main campuses in the UK, you'll find a student service centre. So that's what their name is. And on some of our larger campuses, like University Park Central, we have 2. So we typically support the faculty that you're associated with. We're open Monday to Friday, 9 till 5, so you can always pop in and find a friendly face, somebody who's available to chat to. And like I say, we can facilitate whatever that looks like in person. The other great thing is there's 3 other ways to get in touch, and those 3 are also remote. So if you're not here yet, or you're at home or on your way in, there are 3 really great ways to get in touch. So we've got a live chat function, so you can find the widget on most of our student service pages, and that will take you straight through to one of our team. So from the off, you're speaking to a really friendly human, and they can, again, in the same way that we would in person, facilitate and triage that through to the correct team. You can also use, once you're here, the Student Inquiry Centre, which is essentially a centralised inbox. So you can tag your topic and send that off to the relevant team, and you'll get an answer on that. And lastly, if you want to pick up the phone, you can also pick up the phone. There's 7 different options that you can come through to. So again, it's designed to be as easy as possible and to try and cover off all of those main touch points that people would want to get in touch with us.
Well, thank you so much to you both for joining me today, and we will be right back after this.